We are merely figments of each other's imaginations. We are these beautiful balls of light that collect to one another, and yet most of us don't know it. But that's okay, because I'm here to talk light. Hi, my name is Pam, and I am super excited because I will be sharing my frequency with you. So why is this so exciting? Well, I've been sharing my frequency with another platform, Facebook Live, and Facebook even before Live was out, for quite some time now. And I love it because I have so much to impart to everybody, and so much to offer as far as breaking yourself out of the old paradigm and into your paradigm. So, I am a gabber. I like to keep myself on task, especially since as a messenger you're given so much information and so little time to disseminate and discern what's best for the episode. So, I will try to keep this on task and touch bases to everything. But because this is the first broadcast, I want to go ahead and cover a few things, such as, the call. The call has been sent out to everyone. Hopefully you've gotten it. Hopefully you can hear the remnants of the call in your head, because it's telling you to do what you're doing now. Like it's telling you to do something bigger, better, bolder. And we've been spending a few years reaffirming our authenticity. So doing something bigger, better, and bolder should be very easy. It should be easy, but it's risky. And that is what is keeping most people stuck where they're at. And they're like, oh my goodness, where is 5D at? I feel like I'm going back and forth. This is an emotional roller coaster. Well, it's going to be that way until your internal GPS gets a little bit more firmer and you're being more thoughtful about your creations and more cognizant of the energy that's around us. Okay, so there's an eclipse coming up and we need to be cognizant of that, because we weren't before. Like, who knew it affected 6 months of our life 6 months later? So yeah, I want to be in the know about what I can do now, about later, even though there really is just now. So, it's just bobbing and weaving your way through this matrix of algorithms and energy and deciding how you will best answer the call. Now, I've been on Facebook for so long that I was putting off the call to broadcast on YouTube. And a lot of people had made the suggestion. A lot of people were like, oh my God, Pam, you gotta have a station. You're so positive. You always got this wisdom, dropping these nuggets of gold. Thanks, babe, for that one. But I had to answer it. And the more and more you don't, the more and more you're just going to be nudged at and poked by the angels and your universe and your higher self into doing what you are supposed to be doing right now. Not tomorrow, right now. So, I, Pam, represent my frequency of frequencies. And I am an energetic reader. So, and that's the best way that I've grown to encompass how to describe myself. A lot of people say I'm a psychic, I am a clairvoyant, I am a clair, I use all of my clair abilities. But I really feel like the way that encompasses how I personally exist in this divine math problem is being an energy reader. And so I'm an energetic counselor. I'm a mentor for one's energy. And and making certain shifts and so forth. So I represent my frequency. When you are watching me, then you are synced up with me and the messages that I'm delivering to you. You know, as a messenger, I am compelled to go to the platform and deliver the message. How do I do that? Sometimes it's just channeled. You know, I am Arcturian starseed, so I get a lot of information from my starseed family, blue folks. And then, and hitherto, I also use oracle cards. So a lot of times, what I would do on Facebook is pull cards for people. Just one card with your message, especially if you sync that with me. And am talking light with me, you know, it only behooves me to deliver a message either for the collective or for like one individual at a time. And it's not always angel cards. Sometimes, and one of my most fave decks is the Surrender, Power of Surrender deck, because energetically this is a wonderful means to sort of like the Akashic Records, get a glimpse into what's going on with yourself energetically. So if you're wanting to make space for something new and you can't understand why that new hasn't been coming into your life yet, well, it's because you're holding on to something, and that holding on to something can be identified by what you need to let go of, what you need to surrender. You can't possibly pick up something if you're already holding something. You have to drop it, and then you can free it up. So there are times when I talk about that as well. And I'm also a writer, and I won't say that every episode, but because this is my first recording, it's only right. But I am a writer, and this is my book, Selfie Love, Your Personalized Workbook Guide. So the reason why it's a workbook guide is because it's a workbook, literally. So I have a premise of discovering your self-love in this book, because it isn't taught in a classroom, and self-love is certainly not taught in college. It's like whenever it hits you in life is when it hits you, but this is a guide to at whatever point you are, and it is kind of geared towards women, because that is who my target audience was back in 2014, okay? But it goes through a series of exercises such as releasing the herd down the drain, dropping your baggage, exploring where you learned love, because it might not have been your parents. It could have been like cartoons, like Disney movies, like me, like I just grasped onto ideals of love, but then it diminishes our self-worth in combination with all the many traumas that happen in our lives. We have to be able to rebuild our self-love and then enjoy relationships with other people. And that is what Selfie Love encompasses. So it is on Amazon, but this is certainly not a plug. It's just kind of letting you guys know that this is my passion, is empowering people and letting them know that you can empower yourselves. I'm not your fixer. I am the motivator, so you can fix yourself. Okay? You fix yourself. I don't fix you. You fix yourself. And I love crystals. So I craft shields, and they are all kinds of activators going on here. So, and this is the newest Rascallion bunch of activators, and they'll be on the website soon, pamscrystalshop.com. All that just lets you know that I've been around the light world. I have, and I enjoy speaking the most. I enjoy being a messenger the most. So we're going to talk light, and I hope that you will join me regularly. I would like to pick a day, but I'm so timeless that I can't really say that it's going to be every Monday. So I like to keep it a surprise, and just do it when I am intuitively drawn to deliver the message to everyone who is syncing up with me. That is the point, is to sync up with each other and take what you need and leave what you don't. So some of my message may resonate with you, and that's what's supposed to, and some of my message might be like, what the hell is Pam talking about? That's okay. Take what you need and leave what you don't, because a lot of what you're going to pick up from me is just to be added to what you already have in here and in here, in your heart and in your mind and in your intuition. I'm just either activating a message or reminding you of something you already knew, or validating something that you wanted to hear, and then you tuned in with me and it got validated or confirmed. Okay, so you're welcome. Okay, so it's time to make your move energetically nowadays, right now, literally now. You have to make your move. The universe is like, look, you've been through a lot. I know you got a little beat up. I know things were a little bit turbulent, but you know I had to tear some things down in order to allow you to have this time to rebuild right back up. So how will you rebuild? What will you rebuild? And so we have to go back to our basics. You know, we have to go back to affirmations. We have to go back to affirming to the universe what it is that we want, and then doing our very best, despite the triggers, to move through the continuum of time, so that we meet our manifestations with grace and gratitude. Those are the keys, you know, those are the keys to playing this game to win. You can't ask for something big and bold and then not live in an upstanding universal way, meaning with grace and gratitude and compassion. So you have to move through that frequency too. Stay in that frequency of receiving. Okay. Let me make sure I have touched on what I wanted to touch on. Oh, and I'm going to forget always, like 15 minutes into. Don't forget, please hit subscribe wherever they put that button. It's down here somewhere. It's a brand new station. I am going to just be taking baby steps into sharing all of my messages with you, and that is what you are supposed to be doing in your frequency. If you're watching me, you have gotten the call. I don't care if you've never done this before. I don't care if you're not a painter but you like to paint. I don't care if you're not a poet but you've written some poems. I don't care if you sing but not in front of people and you only sing in the shower. I don't care if you've never touched clay in your life and now you want to sculpt. Do it and make your move, because that is the universe saying, I would like you to answer the call. I would like you to answer the call. I'm knocking. And then I will bless you for following through on what you are passionate about. That was a lot. Sorry, I have a whole nother round coming. I'm taking a deep breath, remembering to be present, because that is key for us. We have to remember to be present, to be now, to be here now, and to let go of your clutching on to time, because when you clutch on to time, you want things to happen now, and then you think about that they haven't happened yet, and it turns into this spiral of poor thought contributions to everything that you want. So just stay in your now. On my station, Let's Talk Light, we may pull cards, we may speak energy. I may have the camera facing everything over here and we do a whole spread for the month. We may do a spread for a full moon, new moon. We may talk about a crystal, like I may select a crystal of the moment, never the week or the day, but messages of the moment, crystals of the moment, because your moment is just contingent on what you're doing in your frequency. And right now, citrine is pretty good. It's going to help you relieve some of the unnecessary worries, especially if you are in pursuit of your new career, your new relationship, your new home, all those transitionary things that we're working on manifesting. Citrine is going to help with that. And I wear it. And if you need it, you contact me. I might know where you can get it, or I can make you your own personalized one. Then you can activate that with a personalized channeled crystal shield. Sweet, right? So anyway, that's not what this is about. That's just one of the things that I can do and that I offer. But citrine is a beautiful stone for now. Of course, it doesn't have to be this big, but you want to invite something in your energetic field. Like, see this earring? This is citrine. Totally works. Just invite it in your auric field so that it can do the necessary activations. I also like talking about what's going on collectively with twin flames. flames. Yes. So I represent the divine feminine as well. That's why I'm answering my call. So hopefully there are a lot of other divine feminines also syncing up with my video, because it's been rough. But it's been rewarding, and it's going to get better because of what we are learning and the self-work that we are putting into ourselves as a result of what we want. So stay tuned for all of that. And ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? And I've been broadcasting since 2014. Since before Facebook could go live, since before YouTube could go live, I was uploading 2-minute videos, hey, with the message. One moment. And yes, I do invite in all awesome spirits and energies that would like to be present in my money blessing. You see that purple flame? You see that purple flame? Yes. My purple flame. Now what's funny is it's red to me but purple to you. So yes, we have our money blessing going. I had to make sure that we still kept it all safe in here. And you'll find that too. I am a very light-hearted young lady, and I like to keep it light. So that's why I said let's talk light. Yes, since 2014, I would just get on and be like, look, are you focusing on today? Or are you focusing on yesterday? Or are you focusing on what hasn't happened yet? Or are you making things difficult? Like every morning I would just have a message of inspiration, because sometimes you just forget with all the distractions how much you matter and how much perspective can change things. So sometimes perspective is all anyone ever really needs. Bloop. Let me make sure I cover everything. Golden nuggets, you all energy. If you don't accept that, then you are watching the wrong station. Subscribe, please hit like, and if you don't like, don't hit don't like. Just like skip forward, pass by me. But if you do like me, share me to your platforms. I'm okay if you share me to Facebook, because I will also be able to sync up with anyone in your frequency network who is on our frequency and deliver said messages. That is our job, is to awake and have people who are awake be aware. There's no point in being awake if you don't know what to do from there. And that's kind of what I'm hoping to help people move through, because it's something that you can't stand still and you have to move through that sucker. Yes. I think I have touched on everything. So look, the last note before I pull our card of the day, and that would, I think, keep my episode to 30 minutes. What? Is don't carry old programs into a new day. That is so super important right now. I can't encourage it enough. Every day you have the opportunity to rewrite whatever you were writing into your life's existence the day before. Every day is a new opportunity to feed yourself into 5D instead of 3D. We are superhuman computer systems. We move by electricity. We're conduits. Our thought is what propels us through and into the realities that we choose to be in. So you have to be very conscious and cognizant. You have to be cognizant of what you're thinking. You have to think before you think, because that's what's going to appear in front of you in this beautiful world. And at any moment, you can decide to be in 5D. And I'm going to help you understand what that means. So don't carry old programs of guilt, of hurt, of self-sabotage, of failure, of any misperception that you have of everything that you've experienced that has been so divine. Don't misperceive it and drag that into the next day, because it gets really heavy on your beautiful light and really can cloud everything about your perception, and you'll end up with these illusionary glasses on where you can't really see where you're going, and that's not what you deserve. Okay, don't carry old programs into new days. Let go of everything that happened before and embark on a new day in a new way. Okay? When you do that, you can at any moment create a better now. At any moment, at any time, you can choose a better now, and commit to that, because that's what feels better than what you didn't like of your previous now. But it's now or never. Also, a lot of people are really like feeling some type of way about where they are geographically, or if they're in the residence that they want, or like where their light is, and if they're in a relationship yet. But remember, divinely speaking, wherever you are, wherever this vessel is where your light is needed as well. Especially if you consider yourself a healer, especially if you're synced up with me, that means you probably are either Lemurian or Atlantean. You could be Arcturian, but remember that our light is needed in places that we may not understand. And while we would like our time continuum to work a certain way and move us a certain place at a certain time, our light still has to be anchored in certain places for a certain length of time. And that's what we agreed to. So just do your light work and be grateful and build from there. Choose your platform and share your light. Okay, like I'm doing. And right, that was the last note. So don't allow your old programs of, people making you bad, making you feel bad for what you're doing, making you feel bad about the choices that you're making in your universe. You drop those programs. I'm going to control my own program, and I'm going to just let go into the love of the universe instead, and see where that moves me. And wherever I am, I know I am divinely needed. And my light is needed. And then when I'm there, I'm going to script my life. I'm going to write. I have journals. Journals. I have books, big books, and I write everything. I draw. I just get out what is divinely inside, so that you can be always balancing your divine feminine and masculine. You want to make sure that you're being an active participant in your life and what you're scribing. So, as Thoth would say, write. You want to, sweet. Notes from the universe on love and connection. We will do, I picked that up first. Let's do it. Let's do it. So this is for the collective. This is how I would either open up an episode or close it. And when I am allowed to start going live on Facebook, then we will interact, and I might be able to pull cards for you. It's what I do. I do offer private messages where you can pay much cheaper than speaking to me via messenger or any kind of live program, to have a divinely channeled message sent to you. Yes, indeedy. So, because it could be intimidating getting a reading and you never got one before, or you kind of want to fill me out and see how the message is going to go without, paying what you would to speak to somebody or me in person as a reader. So, for example, you will go to the website, you would see the picture of the flower therapy deck. You would say, oh, you know what? I'm going through some transition at this time. I want my divine message. You'll click on it. You'll pay $25, and then within 48 hours, you'll have your answer. And it's not no short answer. You're going to get your cards that you're drawn, and then me actually vocally giving you a message. So I think it's definitely worth it to get perspective, especially within all of these decks. You have angels of abundance, you have your career, you have romance, everything is covered. Transition, everything, purpose, all of it. So invest in some perceptual clarity today. But our message today, is love in spite of it all. Por ejemplo, if you are a twin and your divine masculine is still has you in a place where you're not sure, or you feel like it's not as solid ground as you think it is, you have to explore within you is making it unsteady and unsolid. And remember, we are divine feminines. We are well on this path. So you have to love in spite of all. You have to be the anchor. You have to be the rock. You have to be the anchor. You have to be the rock for this love and the relationship. Because if you're going to bother to do it, you have to do it 100%. And if you're working on a project or or working on that new home, or whatever the case is, no matter what's trying to trip you up, you have to love in spite of it all. That is your force. That's what's going to move you through this experience. And that's what's ultimately going to bring you to what it is that you're asking for. But you have to be like bigger, better, better, bolder, bigger, better, better, bolder. And you have to make your move. You have to make it move. Don't let me go into like a whole romance reading. That's like a whole 30 minutes in itself. It's just talking about these divine feminines and how some of them are scared to make their moves. They're scared to like be all of their divine feminine because they don't want to push the masculine away. And y'all just don't know that he's all over you. Create space for new love. So remember, this eclipse and this moon that we have coming up right here in January, we want to keep releasing everything that doesn't serve us. We want to make space for new love. And love is in all shapes and forms. Everything that makes you smile about your life, everything that makes your heart beat and propel and brighten from your heart chakra out. Okay, that's all love, and we have to create space for that. All right, all of that new love, and we do that by raising our vibrations and knowing that only love is real. Okay, so I enjoy talking light with you. What would I want you to take away? I want you to take away that no matter what you do, your energy, no matter what you say, you have to understand you're in a program, and that there are ways to reprogram yourself so that you can thrive in this very energetically harsh environment. There's ways to protect ourselves, there's ways to shield ourselves, there's ways to thrive and then morph up out of that which was the old paradigm and into our fifth dimension is very possible, and it takes guides. And I hope that you will allow me to be one of your guides whenever you sync up with me. Whenever you sync up. Pammy is going to talk light all day long. And it might be big and it might be small. But it will always be relevant to whoever is synced up with me. It will always be relevant. And I look forward to getting to know everybody. Okay? Have a very beautiful night. I love you all. Have a very beautiful now, and you can always decide to have a better now.